I am the woman I am because of him also. And you know what? Maybe Trump, since he won the election. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about politics, right?
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Make It Count. I'm your host, Michelle Latocha, and today I have a special guest, my friend Antoinette. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on your show today. It's an honor.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you. I mean, I feel like I've known you for a while, right? Family functions, but you have an incredible story. And just getting to know you a little closely, more personally over the last year, I think that it's a story we're sharing. So thank you so much for staying in and coming on today. Let's talk about the major thing that kind of, I think, pivoted your life, grief, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be 12 years this year in December.
Wow.
Hasn't been an easy ride, trying to raise a son very young. He was only 10. So now his birthday's today. He's going to be 22. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, look at that and think, I don't know how I ever did it. I remember that first week I lost my husband. I would wake up every morning saying to myself, how am I going to do this? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it without him. Then I kind of had to embrace myself and say, I have no choice. I have a son that needs me now. And I need to really be strong for him, as even though I'm breaking inside. Mm-hmm. I have to really make sure that I'm there for him and get him up in the morning, get him to school, have a little bit of normalcy, even though I know he was also struggling. Mm-hmm. We had to, try to do our best. And someone said to me, now it's time. You have to make new memories for yourself, right? So,
wow. That's powerful.
It's still been very much of a struggle. There's not a day that goes by I don't go to, wake up in the morning and think about my late husband, or go to bed at night not thinking of him. You look at my son. He's the epitome of his father. Mm-hmm. And I'm blessed in the sense that I look into his eyes every morning and I see my late husband, which, kind of started my, road to doing good within the community too. So.
What, during those times, would you say that your son was your motivation?
The times that I would think in my head, I have to be here. I have no choice. He mm-hmm. needs me. He was very close to his dad. He was close to both of us, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm a young widow. He's a young boy. There's no choice. You're faced with things in life that I never thought I was going to be faced with at a young age. And that makes you stronger. But I've always been a type of person to be very strong. I've struggled, a lot of my early childhood too, between my parents divorcing very young, which was very taboo in the 70s. Two Italian parents divorcing, that's not normal. Kind of dealing with parents that were very young, that didn't really, it was hard for them to mm-hmm. parent. So I kind of parented myself in a way. Yeah. So that's what made me very strong in the sense too. I was an only child at the time. And I just had to really take the bull by the horns and say, I have no choice. This is my life now.
Yeah. And do you ever feel you're put on this earth? I think I do believe that God gives you what you can handle. And like you said, you've always been strong. And I feel the people that have that inside them are the ones that really radiate strength and help others. What would you say to someone going through grief right now?
Not easy. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In the beginning, I had a very tough time, in the belief, is there really a God? I found my knight in shining armor because I had a really, really rough childhood growing up. I find this man that, he was a little bit older than me, but really showed me that life can be good. Even though you've had a struggle, mm-hmm. life is good. So here I am, so happy in life. And, we had our son and things are going good. And then all of a sudden to be, kind of hit in the head with, he has cancer. He's pancreatic. That's your death card. He was young, 44. And I'm thinking, oh my God, my life is coming apart. I was very angry in the beginning. And you have to remember, I'm a Catholic teacher. I teach, Catholicism. And then at one point, I'm like, I don't believe in God. Is there a God?
Yeah.
It was tough. So the struggle was real. I had to separate myself from school. I didn't go to church. I had the priest come over. I was like, I get it. You're hurting. But if you're like this in 5 years, then we've got a problem.
Yeah.
So anybody that's going through grief now, and I would tell them, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a journey. Every milestone, every Christmas, whatever it is, it's going to be tough. As time progresses, you are still in grief, but it shortens. The pain shortens, but it's always going to be there.
Wow.
So I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it.
No, I love how real you are. But there is a happy ending somewhat, right? You found love again.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Never thought I would, to be quite honest. Once my late husband, Tony, passed away, I thought, that's it for me. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to, I never would have thought I would be married again. I never thought I would find someone again that, I could love the way I did my late husband. Or anybody that would understand me, because I'm one to reckon with, to be quite honest, and you know that.
No.
Yeah, not at all. It's like either you love me or you hate me. There's no in between, right? Because I'm very real.
Yeah.
I say it like it is. People don't like the truth serum. So I'm thinking a man coming into my life would have to know to take that. I'm type A personality. I'm very a go-getter. I hustle. I do a lot. I'm in the community. I work. I'm like, how's somebody going to handle me?
Yeah.
My late husband knew how to handle me. How's anybody going to handle me out there? So I did date, off and on. Unfortunately, some of them didn't work out. I see Vic. I've known for a long time. I'm like, can you take the challenge on? I was very real with them.
That is so funny. It's like a dating show.
Yeah. I put it all out on the table. I'm like, this is how I am. You're not going to change me. Are you good with it? If not, I understand. If you have to run, I'll help you. I'll help you escape.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like, oh no, I'm up for the challenge. I'm like, okay, you signed up for it.
Oh, wow.
But he was understanding. Again, he's been through great losses too in his life. So he had an understanding for my son.
Right.
He lost a mom at 17. So he knew how it is to lose a parent. As we started dating, he did lose his dad, and I helped him through that. So, it comes with understanding.
Yeah.
And so I have to say to people, there's people in this world that never find love in a lifetime. I was able to find it twice.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very lucky in that sense.
I'm so happy for you. I really am.
Thank you.
Did you ever think of being a dating coach? I think that could have been a profession for you.
Maybe.
I love it. The truth serum. You're right on that. I do believe that the more authentic you are, the smaller your circle becomes. And I've learned that through, my life. I would say before, unfortunately, but now I'm grown to say fortunately. It's not unfortunate anymore, because the people that are in my close circle are the ones that get me. You can be your true, authentic self.
That's right.
And that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes. So I was always like the yes girl, people pleaser, and it was hard. It was a tough pill to swallow, thinking that, people are out for themselves.
Yeah.
They don't care. Here's where the disappointment comes in. When people are not like me, I used to say. And people are like, Antoinette, you're a different breed. People are not going to be like you. So you're going to be disappointed. So I had to say to myself, okay, I need to step back. If you're going to disturb my peace, as the older you get, the less tolerance you have. Okay.
True.
So I'm like, okay, so I got to sit back and think to myself, do I want someone that's disloyal, that's fake, that doesn't say things like it is? That's not going to help me grow in any way. My philosophy, and I've told my students that, and I've told my child this, is you need to hang around people that are better than you.
Yeah.
Because when people are better than you, you become better.
That's true.
there shouldn't be any jealousy. There shouldn't be any like animosity, because you're bettering yourself. You're challenging yourself.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. Like if my friends are doing well and successful,
Yeah.
it's who you hang with. Like it shows.
It's true. Like the saying, like hang out with the 5 people that are doing better than you or better than you. And I truly believe that. And the thing is, like you said, everyone comes to that acknowledgement on their own. And sometimes we reach a higher self at a different time.
Right.
I've learned that, where it's like, I was the same way. I used to be the yes and people pleaser and like, oh my gosh, it's a reflection of me. Like they don't like me. But then you realize as you grow and space from people that it's a them problem.
But it's also a cultural thing too, because we grew up with our parents, and
Yes.
you know that, coming
Yes.
from the Italian background. Oh my God, don't let people talk. Like you got to, the code of silence. Like,
The code of silence in an Italian household
Yeah.
is religion.
Yes, and so you don't want people talking. Make sure like you keep your nose down. Like,
Yeah.
I got to a point in my life, and I think if I look back 12 years ago to now, I'm a very different person. Like I'm not the person I was 12 years ago. I've changed. I've become more, I'm not going to say heartless, not heartless, but
Intentional?
I've become more mindful of things, more, it's hard. Like I don't know how to put this. Like it's not just so mindfulness. I become more vigilant. That's the word I want
Okay.
to use. More vigilant to what's happening, my surroundings. But the older you get, the patience is lost,
Yeah.
And that's what I said to myself. I'm done. Why should a friend be jealous of me? Why should you be envious? Why should you be fake?
Yeah.
I had enough of it. And so now I'm the villain, of course. So here's my philosophy. I might be the villain in your story, but you're the clown in mine. So we're good.
Oh, okay.
We're
Okay. I
good.
like that.
But
It's one of those things where you just have to go to bed at night and be content with what you did that day, the people you saw. Every time I go to bed, I'm just grateful for that life. And, if I only see 2 people and those 2 people, I always say my vibe attracts my tribe. So whatever I'm putting out is what I'm
what
getting in
you're gonna
return.
get in.
So if I work on
Exactly.
myself, I'm going to attract the right tribe. And if I'm not, that's a reflection of me. I need to work on myself.
right.
Okay, let's get to know you a bit more because,
Okay.
let's do a little questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions and then you finish the sentence.
All right.
Curious what you're going to say. Okay, if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, it would be...
Pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Pizza.
Okay. If you could swap places with one person or celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's hard. Who would I want to be? Oh, Hollywood's pretty fake, so I don't know. It's tough. That's a tough question. You know what? I'd probably like Kate Middleton. She's like the princess of
Oh
Wales.
my goodness. I would never think that of you. Oh my God. Antoinette is a princess. Okay. No. Okay. My dream vacation would definitely include.
Oh, I love cruising. I'm
Cruising.
big on cruising.
You're like the 5th person that's told me they love cruises.
I'm big on cruises. I don't know what it is. Because I'm the type of person that can't like stay still.
Yeah.
So if you're saying to me, let's go all inclusive, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah,
I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, I can't be on a beach like all day. Like
Yeah.
literally all day. So I have to be on the go. So on a cruise ship, there's like tons of activities you can do. You don't necessarily have to be at the pool all day.
Yeah.
And when you do get off at port, you get to see a lot of different places, a lot of different people. Just like, I'm planning a Europe trip next year, and I'm already like, okay, my husband's like, okay, so where's there time for us to relax? I'm like, there isn't.
There isn't.
There isn't time to relax. We need to go here.
Oh my
here.
gosh.
So yeah, that's
Okay,
me.
a cruise. Wow. The best advice I ever received was?
Lots. One was, don't worry about people talking about you. That means you're actually successful.
Ooh. Oh, got chills on that one.
Yeah. So when people have nothing better to say and they're talking about you and you're renting space in their head, because now like rent in Niagara is quite expensive. So if they're renting space in their head to be talking about me at tables, they're either bothered or, I can say to myself, wow, I've actually gauged my success because you are talking about me. So
Look at you. I love it. You're so good with the quick-witted stuff. I'm not good. Oh my gosh. If you were a superhero, what would your power be?
save the world. Save the world if I could from utter like war, chaos, famine.
We're going to talk about that next, because that's
That's
100%.
why I
yeah.
do a lot of what I do within my community.
Yeah.
Helping all the time, like wherever I can, no matter what it is. Somebody comes to me and says, okay, we need to do a food drive. Okay, yep. What do you need? And then I'm calling on all these people to help out. So yeah, that I'm big with that. So I'm an empath.
It's so funny you say that, because, I've known you, I think, for a while, like through my sister. But the one thing that I love your personality. I really do. I think I think we're very similar. You have a lot of masculine energy, and I've learned to be kind of both. But what I love the most is your compassion toward the community and help. Like, ever since I've known you, you're into something. Like, you're helping. And when I first met you, I'm like, oh, it's this, but it's like, it's everything. You're always asking for help for other people. You're always doing it. And we were blessed with you helping us with our Empower. And it's just your personality. You know how that someone's true personality is that they do it on the times when no one's asked them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They doesn't need reward.
Nope.
They just do it. And it's not like they do it on a high. They're always doing it. And that's how I know that that's your true personality.
But there's things I do that people don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me about, how did you get into like philanthropy?
At a very young age, in high school, to be quite honest. I mean, not as involved now because I could only do so much, as a teenager. But I started, helping at the schools, like, can drives back in the day. Anywhere I could, help with the church. I used to do like the youth ministry at the church, help with programs there. As I got older in university, I started getting obviously a little bit more busier, but then my late husband was very big into the Boys and Girls Club, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So we did a lot of stuff and then after we owned, Dairy Queen and both our nightclubs and restaurants, we really started getting into the community, helping adopting families at Christmas time. I remember him dressing up as an elf and Big Mike was the Santa Claus. It was absolutely hilarious. But so gradually, I at a very young age, I started. Now I'm involved quite a bit. So I do have a lot of people coming to me and saying, Antoinette, we know you are, good at getting resources. The people. Can you help us out? I'd never say no. I never say no. Doesn't matter how busy my life is or how much I'm juggling. I won't sleep. If a person comes to me and says, I need your help right away. Okay. There's no questions asked.
Wow.
What can I do to help?
And you started, tell us about your own, after your late husband, tell us about that charity.
So I started with, so Tony had started a golf tournament at Cotton. And after he passed, I didn't want that to go away. I thought, you know what, let's continue on with this golf tournament because it did do great. We do help a lot of different community charities, like if it's not, Niagara Rehabilitation Center, Hospice Niagara, Wellspring, so a lot, it gets done. So I didn't want to let that go. And I wanted to continue with that. So, either helping, even like Dravinsky. I donated so much money to Dravinsky after he passed to buy hospital day beds. Yeah. Because where I was staying, I was literally sitting on a chair watching him die. I'm like, okay, but if that's just me, what about other families? I want to be close to their loved ones. So I donated 13 hospital day beds. Wow. After he passed. I did McMaster Sick Kids for their program for Christmas for terminally ill children. So it just started snowballing to do things. I've done soup kitchens. I've taught my son the same way. Let's go to the soup kitchen. Mommy's going to serve and you're going to clean the dishes or do whatever needs to be done. And we're going to feed the homeless at whatever given time, more or less during holidays. Yeah. So I started getting him involved a lot. You know what I mean? So now it's just, I feel like it's really snowballed. Yeah. into a lot of things. Like recently, I just helped with the Thanksgiving meal at the YWCA downtown for the homeless shelter for women.
Yeah.
I just did Birchway. I did their Halloween things to supply baskets for the little ones in there and get candies for the older ones. Now I'm helping No One Goes Hungry to help feed like schools during Christmas time, because believe it or not, people, even though you see these kids in school, they go home with nothing. And so
It's
my
really
friend
sad.
Carrie Benvenuti has this charity called No One Goes Hungry, where she actually feeds the kids and their families. So she needs a support. So I'm going to be supporting her this year yet once again to help like schools bring stuff home, because they're gone for 2 weeks during Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
And you're right. And that's the thing, is that you don't know what's going on in their home for 2 weeks. And maybe school was their safe place.
It is.
And
it is for
that
a lot
2
of
weeks
them.
is really traumatic for them.
Yeah, like even at my own school for 25 years, we used to go to our feeder schools and feeder churches to see if we can adopt families. So I taught my students, okay, this year we're going to adopt this family. And so everybody, like, I don't know, donates $5. So every year what I used to do is used to put a jar on my desk. I said, whatever goes in there, apart from $5, $10 you want to put in, whatever goes in that jar, I'm going to match. Those little buggers would put $600 to $700 in change in there.
Oh my
so
God.
I would have to match $600-700.
Oh, wow.
And then we take that and then we buy like
That's amazing.
everything for that family or another family we would take on.
That's amazing.
So
Do you have a special, like anything favorite, or is something close to your heart, a charity that you really, really love doing? Like, do you love helping kids, or?
I'm a very big advocate with children.
Yeah,
I
figured.
mean, that's why I became a teacher, because I love children.
Yeah.
So yes, am I a great advocate of that? 100%. Especially McMaster sick kids, children with terminal illness, especially their Christmas program that I was involved with. These kids are not going to know if they're going to live next year. So guess what? You better give them the best damn Christmas you can.
Yeah.
I don't care how much 10,000 pounds of chocolate you buy.
Yeah.
You make sure they have a good Christmas,
Yeah.
and they're going to remember this Christmas.
That's amazing. I love that about you. I really do. I think that there should be more people in the world like you. You already have that superpower. Really, you do. It's not something that you need to wish upon, because you already are that advocate in our community. And if more people were like you, I feel like our community would be a lot better. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, so a couple more questions
Okay.
Before we end this off. And I feel like this is totally you, and hopefully I'm on the list now. If you had your dream dinner party, you can invite 3 people, alive or not. Who would they be and why?
Wow, that's tough, actually. I want to invite everybody because that's how I am.
I know.
I want everybody to be here. I would say one would be my grandmother.
Oh.
My grandmother was a role model to me. And why I say that is my grandmother and I have similar pattern, where she was an only child. I was an only child between my parents.
Yeah.
And my father did have 2 other children with my stepmom. But she was, her parents split very young also back in Italy. My great-grandfather came here from Italy. Anyway, to go back, me and my grandmother were very close. She is who I role modeled. She was also an empath. So my grandmother would be one for sure. I would love to sit and talk to her again. Even though she was not formally educated, that woman was smart.
Yeah, I believe it.
With her stories, philosophies, whatever it may be in life, she's one for sure I would love to sit with. Second, obviously Tony, to see him and talk to him again. He is who I am today also. I have to thank him. So here's the people I'm thanking that I'd want at my table.
Okay.
My grandmother is one that I am who I am today for her.
Yeah.
Tony, I am the woman I am because of him also. And you know what? Maybe Trump, since he won the election. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about politics, right? Religion, politics, sex, can't talk about. But just as a joke, yeah, probably Trump, and see where his mind's at.
That dinner party would be interesting. I'd want to be a fly on the wall. I want to be your server for sure. That's awesome. Okay, last thing. I'm going to give you a word, and you're going to think of another word as an association. So word
Okay.
association, okay?
I love
it. Adventure.
Crazy.
Mystery.
Oh boy. History.
Ooh, chocolate.
Oh, divine.
Weekend.
Oh, fun.
Dream.
Big.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I got goosebumps. Thank you so much, Antoinette, for joining me today. We're gonna, post her charities below and link everything if you want to connect with Antoinette. She is just an amazing person, helping our community. So really a champion of our community, our superhero right here. So really thank you for that. I'm gonna leave you with a quote. I think it's so applicable to this. Give without thinking of getting anything in return, because that's when you feel the best in your life. So thank you so much for joining, and hope you tune in next time.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.